Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have week 12 of the NGDL3 versus MrChabry. This is a rematch from battle number 89/week 3. He is a PokeTuber as well, so I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the video description so you guys can check that out afterwards if you want. And looking at his team, he did make a couple of changes since our last match, which would be the Araquanid and the Togekiss that he did not bring last time, but a very strong and well-balanced team. Looking at my team, I am also bringing two Pokemon different from the last time we faced off, those being the Trevenant and the Primarina, but all in all, a pretty solid matchup. And going into this match, I am actually 4-7, whereas my opponent is 6-5. And as I mentioned last week, unfortunately at this stage in the tournament, I have been mathematically eliminated from making the top 8 cut, whereas my opponent actually is in a situation where if he wins this match, he will actually make the top 8 cut. If he loses, he will not. So high stakes match for him as opposed to nothing really besides pride/bragging rights on the line for me. So I definitely expect him to be bringing his A game here. It should definitely be another good one, and we're going to get into it. So, looking at his team, I was thinking he was either going to want to lead with the Araquanid or possibly the Manectric. So he actually does end up leading with the Araquanid, as I end up leading with my Goodra. So, first turn, I am just going to go straight for a Thunderbolt here to try and get some damage on this thing, see how much it would do. Unfortunately, this thing is very specially defensive, so it is only going to take him down by about a quarter. He does probably have the Assault Vest on there too, and then he is just going to take this opportunity to go for the Sticky Web to get that set up on my side of the field, as he does regain some health with the leftovers. So this turn, I am going to go for the switch. I know I'm not going to whittle this thing down fast enough at this rate, so I'm going to come in with my Primarina, and I am going to have my speed cut thanks to the Sticky Web. He does go for a Toxic, actually, and he does land that to badly poison me, which does suck, so I am going to be taking residual damage off of that. He is going to regain more health with the leftovers, and then I am going to take some damage from the poison. So this turn, he is actually just going to go for the Protect to go ahead and scout me, see what I want to do, and stall out another turn of Toxic damage and leftovers recovery. I just went for a Toxic of my own, so not going to do anything there, as he is going to get the additional leftovers recovery. I'm also going to regain some health with my leftovers, and then take some damage from the poison. So this turn, he is actually going to go for the switch, doesn't want to take a Toxic Poison on this thing, so he is going to come in with the Togekiss. I actually decided to change it up and go for the Moonblast just to get some damage on whatever he threw in. So that is going to take him down by about a quarter, which was not a lot, and luckily though I do get the special attack drop, which was nice. But then he is going to regain some health with his leftovers. I'm also going to regain more health with my leftovers, and then I am going to take damage from the poison again. So, this turn he is actually going to go for a Protect, which was kind of a surprise. I wasn't expecting him to have multiple Protectors, but he does do that as I go for a Toxic again, not going to do anything there. So he is going to get another turn of leftovers recovery there. I'm going to also regain more health with the leftovers, but I am also going to take more damage from the Toxic Poison. So, this turn, he is going to go for the Wish to go ahead and get the health restoration for one of his Pokemon next turn. I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam here, trying to get as much damage as possible on this thing. That is going to knock him a little below half, which was nice, but then he is going to regain more health with the leftovers, as am I. And then I am going to take even more damage from the poison, leaving me at about a third of my health. So, I'm going to go for the switch here. I will die to the poison next turn if I don't switch out, so I'm going to come in with my Aggron, predicting a Protect on his side, wanting him to get the Wish to resolve. So I do lose some speed from the Sticky Web as he does Protect, so I get the free switch, but he is going to get put up back to full health there after the Wish and the leftovers, unfortunately. So, here he is going to go for the switch. Probably doesn't have too much to do to me with the Togekiss. So he is going to come in with the Uxie, as I am going to go for the Mega Evolution into Mega Aggron. And I did just take this opportunity to go for the Stealth Rock to get the entry hazard set up on him, predicting the switch on his side. So that is positive for me. This turn I am going to go for the switch. I'm not really sure what this thing is planning, but I know I probably can't do much damage to it with Aggron, so I'm going to come in with my Trevenant, and I am going to lose speed from the Sticky Web, of course. He is just going to actually take the opportunity to go for his Stealth Rock, so that is set up on my side of the field, unfortunately. So this turn he is going to go for the switch, probably predicting the Ghost move. Doesn't want to take that, so he is going to come in with Incineroar, and he does take damage from the rocks, but he does get the Intimidate to lower my attack as well, which does suck. I am just going to take this opportunity to go for the Substitute, so I am going to get that set up on him, which is nice. So this turn he is going to go for the U-turn, and that is going to be enough to break my sub, unfortunately. And then, of course, that is going to give him the mandatory switch, and off of that, he is going to come back in with the Togekiss. Not entirely sure what he was predicting. He does take damage from the rocks there, as I did just go for the Drain Punch, hoping he would stay in with the Incineroar. Didn't really have a reason to switch out there, but it did work out for him, because that's really not going to do anything to the Togekiss, as he is going to regain more health with the leftovers. So here I am going to go for the switch. I don't want to take a flying attack from this thing, so I am going to come back in with my Primarina basically as fodder at this point. I do lose some speed from the Sticky Web and some health from the rocks, as he actually goes for the Flamethrower instead, so not going to do too much damage there to me. He is going to regain more health with the leftovers there, as I'm also going to regain more health with the leftovers and then take damage from the poison. So I am just barely surviving that in the red with 23 health. This turn, unfortunately, he is just going to protect once again to stall out another turn of leftovers recovery and poison damage. I did just go for a Toxic again, not going to do anything, as we are both going to regain more health with the leftovers. And then I am going to take more damage from the poison, which I actually do survive with 12 health, which was nice, but not really going to matter, since he is just going to go for a Flamethrower off, outspeeding me, and that is definitely going to be enough to finish off my Primarina and drop me down to 5 Pokemon, and then he does regain even more health with the leftovers. So then I am going to go ahead and come in with Goodra, and of course I am going to have my speed lowered from the Sticky Web and take damage from the rocks. So he is going to go for the switch here. I'm guessing not much he can do to me. I am very specially defensive, so he is going to come in with the Araquanid and take some damage from the rocks, as I do go for the Flamethrower, actually predicting a different switch there. Not going to do a whole lot of damage, as he does regain more health with the leftovers there. So I'm going to go for the switch here again. I know there's not much I can do to this thing with Goodra, so I'm going to switch in with my Alakazam, and I am going to have my speed lowered from the Sticky Web. I was predicting the Toxic on his side. It doesn't matter, because I do have the Magic Guard ability, so not going to take any damage from that or the rocks, which is nice, which he does go for the Toxic to poison me, but not going to be taking damage again. So he does regain health with the leftovers, and then I am going to double switch him here, actually anticipating a switch on his side. I am going to come back in with my Trevenant, and I am going to lose some speed and some health from the webs and the rocks. He does go for the Liquidation, which was actually what I was predicting, so not going to do much damage there. So that is going to knock me down to my Citrus Berry. I am going to pop that to regain some HP, which is nice. He is going to regain more HP from the leftovers there too. So again, he is going to go for the switch here. Doesn't want to take a physical attack from this thing. So he is going to come in with the Incineroar, and he does take more damage from the rocks, and then he does get the Intimidate to lower my attack, which does suck. Once again, I am just going to go for the Substitute to get that set up on him, hoping he would make a different play and kind of over-predict. This turn, he is going to stay in and go for the knockoff, actually, so that is definitely going to break my sub, obviously. I decided to go for the Shadow Claw this turn, anticipating he would go for the switch once again, but he did stay in, so not going to do a whole lot of damage there. But then I am going to get my Harvest to activate to give me my Citrus Berry back, and I'm going to pop that right away again to get some more HP back, which is nice. So I'm going to go for the switch here. I do want to try and save my Trevenant, so I'm going to switch in with my Aggron, who is max physical defense. I am going to lose some speed and some HP from the webs and the rocks, but he does just go for another knockoff here, so not going to do too much of anything to me there. So he is going to go for the switch here, wants to preserve his Incineroar, so he is going to come back in with the Uxie, as I am going to go for an Iron Head, predicting a switch, hoping to catch the Togekiss, but he does play it safe once again, and then he does regain more HP from the leftovers. So unfortunately, that is going to force me to switch out once again. I don't really have much more to do to this thing with Aggron, so I'm going to come in with my Hitmonlee, and also, of course, lose some speed and some HP from the webs and the rocks. I was predicting this to be a support set, so I thought I could get a free switch, which again, it is actually, which was nice for me. He does go for the screen to go ahead and get the special defense increase for his Pokemon as he regains more health from the leftovers. This turn he does outspeed me thanks to the sticky web. He is just going to go for a U-turn there to get a little bit of chip damage and the mandatory switch. Off of that, he is going to come in with the Togekiss, and he is going to take some damage from the rocks, as I am just going to go for a knockoff, which isn't going to do a whole lot of damage, but I do get rid of the leftovers, which was kind of what I was hoping for there. So then this turn I am going to go for the switch once again. Don't want to take an attack from this thing with Hitmonlee, so I am going to come back in with the Goodra, and of course take the speed reduction in the damage from the webs and the rocks, as he is just going to go for a flamethrower once again. Not going to do hardly anything to me, but he does get the burn, which is pretty unfortunate for me. So now I am going to be taking residual damage from that, which does suck. So this turn he is going to go for the Wish to once again get some health restoration for one of his Pokemon. Next turn, I am just going to go for a Thunderbolt here, trying to get as much damage as possible. That does knock him down to about a third, as I do take more damage from the burn. But this turn he is actually going to go for the Flamethrower once again, probably predicting a switch on my side, hoping that I would predict the Protect, but I do stay in here and hit him with the Thunderbolt. Unfortunately, it is not quite enough to finish him off, as his Wish does resolve, putting him all the way back up to about 3/4 health, as I do take more damage from the burn, and that is it for the light screen, thankfully. So, this turn, he is just going to go for a Protect again. Not exactly sure why, I guess just to scout me, as I do go for another Thunderbolt, and then I do take another round of burn damage there. So he is going to go for the Wish once again here, trying to heal up once again, as I am just going to go for another Thunderbolt, not wanting to risk a switch. That is going to knock him down now that the light screen is gone, to about 1/4 health, and I do actually get the Paralyze off that, which was nice. So now I am going to be faster than him, which is good. But I am going to go for the switch here, knowing that he is most definitely going to Protect this turn, so the Wish resolves. I am going to come in with my Hitmonlee once again, and again I do take the speed reduction and the damage from the webs and the rocks, as he does go for the Protect as predicted. I get a free switch, but then his Wish does resolve to put him back up to about 3/4 health once again. So this turn he is going to get fully paralyzed, actually, nothing he can do, as I am actually going to go for the Fake Out to pop my normal gem. It does give it a power boost and of course trip my Unburden ability now to double my speed, which is kind of what I was aiming for. He is going to go for the switch here into Uxie and take damage from the rocks, as I am going to go for the Stone Edge, which is going to knock him down to about 1/3 of his health, and then he does regain some more health with the leftovers. But I am definitely going to outspeed him thanks to the Unburden. I am going to go for the knockoff, and fortunately it is enough to take out the Uxie, dropping him down to 5 Pokemon. So then he is going to go ahead and come back in with the Manectric and take some damage from the rocks. And I know, unfortunately, thanks to the Sticky Web, even with the Unburden activated, I will not be able to outspeed him. So I am going to switch out into my Trevenant to try and save my Hitmonlee. I do take the speed reduction and the damage from the webs and the rocks, of course, as he is going to go for the Mega Evolution into Mega Manectric. And he is going to go actually get the Intimidate to lower my attack, which isn't good, and he is going to go for a Thunderbolt here, which is going to knock me down to about 1/4 of my health. Unfortunately, I don't have the Citrus Berry from the Harvest. That's kind of what I was hoping for, but I don't get it, and then he is just going to go for a Hidden Power Ice to finish off the Trevenant, dropping me down to 4 Pokemon. So then I am going to come back in with Goodra, and of course, I am going to take the speed reduction and the damage from the webs and the rocks, which leaves me with about a quarter health, but I am max special defense with an assault vest, so I do have faith that I can live a hidden power ice, which I do with 9 HP, which was awesome. That is going to allow me to fire off a Draco Meteor in return, and that is going to be enough to take out the Manectric and drop him down to 4 Pokemon. Unfortunately, the burn is actually going to finish off the Goodra as well for me this turn, dropping me down to 3 Pokemon. So we both get a blind switch. He is going to come back in with Togekiss, as I am going to come back in with Hitmonlee. And of course, I am going to take the speed reduction and the damage from the webs and the rocks, as he is also going to take a lot of damage from the rocks. So I am just going to go for the fake out here to get the chip damage and of course the mandatory flinch, putting him in the red. And then this turn I know I'm going to outspeed him thanks to the paralysis. I'm just going to go for a Stone Edge. Fortunately, I do connect with that, which is going to be more than enough to finish off the Togekiss and drop him down to 3 Pokemon. So then he is going to come in with Kartana and take some damage from the rocks, and here I really don't have a good switch. I know he's going to outspeed me. He is just going to go for the Sacred Sword, and that is going to be more than enough to finish off Hitmonlee and drop me down to 2 Pokemon, as the Beast Boost does activate to give him an attack increase. So then I am going to come back in with Aggron, and I am going to take the speed reduction and the damage from the webs and the rocks once again. I do have faith I can survive a Sacred Sword, since I am max physical defense with the filter ability, and he realizes that, so he actually goes for the switch into the Incineroar, barely survives the Stealth Rock damage on the switch in, gets the Intimidate to lower my attack. I do go for the Fire Punch, hoping he would stay in with the Kartana. Unfortunately, he does survive that, just barely in the red, so I do have to switch out here. I can't afford to lose Aggron at this stage in the game, so I am going to switch back into my Alakazam and get my speed lowered by the webs. He is going to go for the Flare Blitz straight away here, and that is going to drop me all the way to my Focus Sash, but I do survive because of it, and he is actually going to take himself out with the recoil damage there, dropping him down to 2 Pokemon. But he is just going to come back in with the Kartana, take more damage from the rocks, and he is definitely going to outspeed me. He's probably Choice Scarf, but in any event, he is going to just take me out with the Sacred Sword there and knock me down to just 1 Pokemon, and then get the attack increase off the Beast Boost once again. So finally, I am going to come back in with Aggron and once more take the speed reduction and the damage from the webs and the rocks. Even so, I am still confident I should be able to survive the Sacred Sword, so he does go for that, and I am able to hang on there with 25 HP and go for the Fire Punch in return, which is going to be enough to take out the Kartana and drop him down to just 1 Pokemon. So it is right down to the wire here. Finally, he is going to come back in with Araquanid, and he is going to take a bunch of damage from the rocks there, leaving him at about a 1/3 health. He is going to go for the Protect here to go ahead and stall out another turn of Leftovers recovery. I just went for the Fire Punch. Unfortunately, it's the best move I have for this thing. So he is going to regain more health with the Leftovers there. And unfortunately, because of the Sticky Web, he is going to outspeed me here and go for a Liquidation. And that is going to be enough from that range to finish off my Aggron. And that is game. So I lost that one 1-0 to MrChabry, but that was a great game, very close, very competitive. Definitely could have gone either way, given a couple of different predictions, but just a great match, and actually a great way to end the season, because this is actually the last week of the NGDL3 for me. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.